Okay, so we are back rolling live here at the Orion Ascent Conference in sunny Orlando. And we have with us Trent Mumma, who is the Chief Product Officer at Orion. Trent, thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me. How's the conference going for you?
Absolutely fantastic. You know, I really love coming to all conferences, but Orion is a special one for me because we happen to be Orion users. So I get a lot out of this, kind of on InvestmentNews' dime, which is kind of a pretty good deal. So I get to come here, I attend a lot of the sessions, but more importantly, between the sessions, I get to talk to some of the subject matter experts like yourself, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit offline, Trent and I, and it was kind of interesting. I would go on record saying that 15, 20 years ago, if you're at a wirehouse, one of the reasons why you might be hesitant to leave is because you don't want to lose that great technology. Fast forward to today, I think the table has turned. Now you want to leave some of these larger firms to get your hands on better, more nimble technology. Is that a fair statement?
We certainly believe that, right? And really for me and our team and how we look at it is it's really around customization, right? And so when you work with a firm like Orion, it's the ability to create your own experience, right? Not just for you as an advisor, but also the story that you're telling your client. And we empower you with all different tools, whether it's, starting with the prospecting side with CRM all the way through the in-client portal, right? And connecting all those dots along the way. And that's where we feel like we differentiate and help advisors shine.
Yeah. And I think that's a real strong selling point for why people consider going RIA. There's the higher payouts, sure, more freedom with marketing, you bet. But also you could build the firm that you want with the technology that you want that's going to make sense for you. So I know you had some announcements at the conference. You want to share some of the top picks with us, please?
Yeah. So our roadmap is advisor-led based on feedback, right? And so we go all in the sense of collaborating with our users and building our roadmap. And so there's a couple things that we're really excited about announcing here at the conference. First being our next splash in the AI front, which we've been investing in for the last couple of years, but it's with the AI meeting agenda builder. Right?
Okay.
And so this really builds upon what we launched last year at Ascent with our portfolio comparison tool that had basically an AI summary of before and after impacts on client changes to their portfolio of what was happening. Think of it as almost like a sandbox or a playground advisors could go into to make changes. And then the AI notes would generate and say, this is where they were at before, this is where they're at now. Here's some talking points to talk to the client about the changes from a risk perspective.
Is the AI generating those talking points?
It is. Yeah. It is. And so what we did is we built upon that. And with the new AI meeting agenda builder is basically it ingests in the attributes of the client portfolio, right? Whether it's the financial plan, the portfolio characteristics, performance data, and then we also incorporate in the notes that the advisor is keeping about the client in the CRM, right?
Really?
And we pull that in and then help curate a proposed agenda for an advisor for their next client meeting, right? And so the feedback on it's been really interesting because that typically is something today that most folks are doing manually, or they have an assistant helping them with it. But we're just trying to be additive in some of the talking points and make sure that they have an opportunity to see a suggestion of things to talk with the client about. Mm-hmm. And so we're excited to see how that can help connect the advisors with the clients that they serve.
Okay,
right? So
this actually is news to me because I didn't hear the announcement, so this is coming live to me right now. So the AI tool is not only looking at the portfolio, which I figured it would do that, but you said it goes into the actual verbiage, like the client notes within my CRM?
Yeah. So within Redtail specifically, the notes that the advisor is keeping on the client, it takes that sentiment in with the portfolio and it's looking for talking points from the last conversation or maybe the last time that the client called in, right? And then again, we're trying to bubble up things like, hey, don't forget, they called in a month ago and they had this question about a distribution, right?
Right.
And again, just trying to help support the advisors and meeting their clients where they're at. So,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. What else you got?
Yeah, a couple other things. So the last year or so, we've made heavy investment in what we call advisor trading, right? And we're continuing to step into that. And so, for the audience, we have our Eclipse trading platform, which is a best of breed in the industry. I know it's something that you and your team utilize, and that's really designed around a firm that has a back office trade desk that supports their advisors. Right. Well, over the last couple of years, we've been taking some of the best features of that, simplifying it, and creating an experience that can be given to the advisor, right, to interact with that back office trade desk.
Mm-hmm.
And so, creating models, the model management, the ability to kick off rebalances, some of the rudimentary aspects of trading are things that we had already released. What we released this week here at the conference is the household and tax optimization aspect of that, right? And so again, we're bringing the power of Eclipse, the algorithm, and putting that in advisors' hands to help streamline and scale that process. And then the advisors or the home office can choose, hey, when the advisor creates these trades in advisor trading, does it need to go back to the home office desk to execute through our Eclipse platform? Or do you want to give them the ability to execute straight through on their own behalf?
Right.
And so again, it's all about flexibility, what's best for your firm. And again, trying to create a more seamless approach of helping move that forward.
All right, that sounds pretty cool. So it's interesting that you say that about flexibility. So at our shop, we don't let our advisors trade through Eclipse, because Eclipse is, frankly, the reason why we're with Orion is because of Eclipse. We really wanted that trading technology and everything else we're happy with, but that was the driving force for us. And it's a powerful tool, but it's pretty complex. So it's interesting that you have this sort of pared down version, maybe for the advisor, that puts up some guardrails. But I still think from the way we're set up, we probably still will run it through our trading desk, but it's good to know that there is some flexibility to go straight through as well.
We need to be able to support both.
That's right.
Right, with our business. And, as you're attracting, new folks to come to your business, they might push you to think outside of that box, right?
Maybe.
And so, right?
We'll
and
see.
So, again, just giving options, choice to it. And then, like for instance, in your situation, allowing you to potentially deploy it with guardrails of what they can and cannot do, what they have access to, but yet can't get anything out the door to where it still has to go to your desk.
Right.
Could help create efficiency between your trade desk and their interactions with the advisors.
I think that is true, because we do allow them to send, workflow requests for some trades. So this could replace that. So possibly, we'll see. Anything else?
A couple other things. Talk about Redtail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, we've got about 115,000 users in Redtail today, right? And a couple big things that we launched that we're really excited about. Number one is we laid the groundwork for more of an enterprise dashboard type reporting, for that firm level or the owner, to be able to get insights into what their users are doing within the CRM. Right? And in many cases, especially at the enterprise level, you have folks that are operating from an oversight standpoint that needed more visibility and transparency into what are the new contacts that are created. Are there open tasks, right, that are sitting out there that haven't been completed in a long time? Who has login access to these, right?
Right.
And so, we launched our first phase of that enterprise dashboard reporting, which we're really excited about. We're going to continue to invest in that in 2025 and build that out based on user feedback. But that was a really big thing, right? Another thing that, for me, from the product perspective, I'm excited about, and it's really more from a user engagement standpoint, is we created in Redtail and just launched what we call an early access environment, right? And so, when you have 115,000 users on the platform, you get folks that love innovation and want all the new stuff, and then you get other folks that
that sounds familiar, Trent.
you get other folks that don't want anything to change, right? And we need to, again, meet people where they're at. And so we've created this early access environment that allows users, when they're logged into Redtail, to be able to toggle in with a production environment. Their data has all the updates, all the tasks, but they get walked through and can see these new updates. They can interact with my team, give us feedback on them, and then when they're ready to have those go into their more permanent experience, we can graduate that up, right?
Got it.
And that's really important for the investment that we're making in Redtail. We've got a heavy investment that we're planning on making around the experience, updating that. A lot of user feedback has gone into that this is really prepping the way for. And so we're really excited about how that feature will help us through that.
All right, that sounds good. And that seems like a good place to put a pin in for today. But Trent Mumma, thanks so much for joining us on this.
No, appreciate it.
Appreciate all the news. So, okay, that wraps up this particular segment. We've got a couple of more left to go. So we'll be back in another hour and a half with some fresh content here at Ascent in Orlando. Trent, thanks again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.